Hey everybody and welcome back. We go into part 3. And I purposefully waited till part 1 and part 2 had been on YouTube before I started recording this one because I wanted to read your comments about part 1 and part 2 before I got to this one. And you are all so ready for me to see part 3. Apparently, I'm going to love this. Ren has been an incredible journey. Shout out to every single one of you for all your comments and the insight. So much love. Absolutely incredible, every single one of you. And we're going to dive into this one, and I'm wondering if we're going to continue, how we're going to continue, because the end of part 2, it implies that he sets himself alight, which is grim. Powerful, grim. So how can part 3 continue from that? I don't know. So part 1, we had, the focus on, greed, corruption, society, and politics, especially, having the destructive part, and basically money being at the heart of that, this man-made creation. Part 2, basically, that I got more capitalism manipulation and artificial creation of elements to drive profits. So what we're going to get in part 3, I don't know. If you're new to the channel, I'm Gaz. This is Gaz Smash Cuts. We check out music, obviously, because we're doing that here. We check out anime opening and endings and anime episodes. If you enjoy that, hit subscribe. And let's get into and see what Ren's bringing with Money Game part 3. Right. Oh, bring it. Wow. Okay. Pause in there, because I'm looking at the mask. We don't have the eyes drawn on it anymore. So just minor things, and maybe it doesn't continue on from the point. Ren is so brilliant with his story writing. I'm trying to catch as much as I possibly can. That opening on the piano, it just gave me this Phantom of the Opera, that wonderful piano skills. I'm just blown away instantly. Let's keep going. Oh. Here we go. There's 2 of them. Changing places, like implied fear. I could be reading into this more, but maybe you had the same thoughts as me. The taking off the sheet, the kind of realizing and stop being blind to something just from the first 2 music videos. Maybe this is where he's released from it. Maybe this is set before the other 2. I don't know. Pausing again, the thing about singing, and one of the things that I'm seeing more and more, because obviously as I listen to him more, I'm picking up more and more as a technique. His breath work is fantastic, isn't it? The way he went into the whisper tone with a little bit of the use of the vocal folds, brilliant.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old,
Jimmy.
and his first words were mine, mine, gimme. 2 years old, he was walking. 3 years old, walking quickly. 4 years old, he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old, and his daddy told him, listen here, son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man, he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 9.
I don't know if we all experience music in the same way. We all have like a different reaction to music. We all, and I love hearing about those in the comments, so let me know. But for me, I was covered at multiple points in that verse in Goosebumps, like getting this story about Jimmy. Was it Jimmy? Like his story from growing up being this prodigy, you know, basically being really intelligent. His parents nurture him, and his father figure pressing the, you know, you need to, you know, man makes things happen. Money's what makes it all go down. You know, playing off what the knowledge we've gained from Money Game Part 1 and Part 2 to see how this affects an individual, or i.e. everyone as they grow up. And his in the part I'm coming to, I don't know if you ever watched like ASMR, but like when he's facing that camera, he's the whole body, man, feels the song. Let me know if you feel the same way.
19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 20,
wow.
Life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here, son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 20.
Speechless.
Inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30. His daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval. Moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons.
Jesus.
33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket.
Before we get into the next section, every time you listen to a Ren song, his lyric writing ability, his storytelling is something of theatre worthy. It is theatre worthy. And I've read your comments. Apparently, there's plans that he might get. He's working on a show to be in Netflix, which will. I'm in for that, you know? But this story, I wouldn't even know where to begin writing this. And I know everybody, I know all about his life. The absolute upturn and then the moral downturn.
$35. He gets the call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack. I'm sorry, he's gone. 36. Getting pissed off, abusing his product. 37. Eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38. With a prostitute, a moment of passion. Heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39. Getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck.
Oh, man, this is intense. Damn. Jesus, look at that.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41 he wasn't walking, 42 not walking quickly, 43 never running round the pavements of his city, 44 inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him, and it's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Cut the music. This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy, community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution?
Oh, God, man.
Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface then consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise. "45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet."
Like, I was so silent throughout all of that. You know, you almost have to, well, I have to remind myself that I'm recording this and my internal thoughts are running riot with this. You know, the line that he gave there, which was something like, truth is less important than the money. Was it money we create or the money we made? Something like that. And it's just these profound lines that just lead to these thought processes and a change, a catalyst, which I admire so much. So much.
45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father. It's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
I really want to read your comments about your first experience with that song. Because it wouldn't be the first time, and it won't be the last time that I say that it leaves me in a moment of contemplation and reflection and a moment of thinking. And I was wrong at the beginning. I was wrong. I wondered if it might follow on. I thought because the lines weren't, you know, the eyes weren't drawn on the face sheet or the cloth, whatever, that maybe it was taking place before 1 and 2. because it wouldn't surprise me if he was mixing up his timelines and things like that. And it wasn't. It's about his completely different character, Jimmy, and how he grew up and basically had everything handed to him by his parents. His father's words that just literally dialed in this life pattern, which went from possibilities to massive moral decline, to that moment of absolute bottomless despair when he reaches the end of his life and he's holding the gun, to question everything, because he had everything. He has everything that he was told he needed, and it all amounts to nothing, because at the end of the day, there's a quote, and I'm probably quoting it terribly wrong here, but there's a quote that says something along the lines of, "You're as rich as the loved ones you have around you, and that's your wealth. That's your loved one. That's how rich you are." And I agree with that. It's your family, it's your loved ones, it's what you have around you that make you rich, not the numbers in your bank account, And this storyline paints a picture of things that are so wrong that we know happen around the world, and leaves us to think about a change, and if a change going to come. Again, another quote there. I really look forward to reading your comments on this song. Much love from me, and I'll see you in the next one.